What's going on, real Detroit Lions fans? Hey, we're here. Me and Andrew. We're here to talk about the latest news that has to do with your boys in blue, the Detroit Lions. And obviously, the big topic of the week is that Martha Ford is stepping down. Apparently, not due to health reasons, thank God. And not due to anything unfortunate. She just feels that because of the COVID situation, there might not be football for a while, and it seems like the right time now to step down and transition it to her daughter Sheila. So Andrew, what are your initial thoughts going into that?
I mean, I was super hyped going into it. I was like, "Oh my god, like we finally are done with William Clay Ford and his wife." And then the
Hmm.
more I thought about it, it started going downhill from there. What about you, man? What do you think?
Yeah, no, I mean, I first of all, like, I want to start to say by saying like thank you to Martha Ford and for what she's done for the team and her hard work because I feel like she has been working hard for it. It's not like this is. I don't think she was a slouch of an owner at all. I think she was a great owner, and I was happy to have her as our owner compared to some of the other owners around here, and some maybe even compared to her late husband, which is unfortunate to say, but seriously, like I thought she was great, because during her time here, you know, she did exactly what I would want an owner to do, which is like make decisions that seemed logical and rational, um, and then but not get in the way too much. You know what I mean? Like she went out, she identified that Martin Mayhew had to go, which William Clay Ford couldn't do. He couldn't get rid of Matt Millen, and then he couldn't get rid of Martin Mayhew, who he just promoted from under Millen after he got rid of Millen finally. So she identified that, and then she went out and got Bob Quinn, who was working for the Patriots as the head scout for years. So I mean, that's exactly what I would want her to do: to go to the best team, the best franchise in the past few decades, and pick off somebody from their organization to make the GM. And, what did Bob Quinn do? There was success for Jim Caldwell for a while, and then he got rid of him because he felt like he's reached the ceiling of what Jim Caldwell could do. And then she went out, she allowed Bob Quinn to bring in his guy, the guy that he completely chose. And she allowed both of them, gave them the reins to the organization, and allowed them to do whatever they needed to do to win. And even if you don't agree with what's been happening there, or you're upset about the lack of success over the past few years, I don't think that you could blame that on the owner, because she did everything that she could to win. And people were using her name, her maiden name, as like a joke, because it's like Firestone Ford, because she went in and fired everybody. You know what I mean? Because she was so passionate and she wanted to win.
Should
And
have
we
been
didn't
fire
see that.
sale.
We didn't see that in previous ownership. And I don't know. I really appreciate, not only that, like she spent $100 million in renovations at Ford Field and their training facility and everything. She was, and she also was one of the only teams and franchises to employ the low cost concessions at games. She did that this past year. I think the Atlanta Falcons are the only ones that did that as well. I think that Martha did a lot of things for the fans and to win and to actually find success here and not just try and milk it like a business. And so I just wanted to start off by saying thank you to her. But I think Sheila is going to be pretty damn good. Do you know anything about Sheila, or anything that you wanted to bring up maybe about Martha?
Well, first off, I just want to say what up to the people. We got Ryan
Yeah.
Zarzecki, Go Lions, fellow DSA members, Luke and Drew. What up to you guys? As far as what I know about her, it's just what's come to light recently. I know she's a very competitive person and she's been on the board for a while and this and that. But as far as like in-depth knowledge, I do not have in-depth knowledge.
Okay, well, yeah, I did listen to her press conference interview, and I just did want to say, there were some things that I saw that I liked a lot from what she said. She said, this is a quote from her: "When I graduated college, all I wanted to do was work for the NFL." She has been a huge fan of the NFL and just loved the business side of it as well. She said, "I don't plan on meddling, but I plan to be informed enough so that I can make good decisions at the top. And she also said earlier than that, I plan to be very hands on. One of the first things I want to do is set up with the team president, Rod Wood, to get some meetings to, really understand parts of the organization that she doesn't already understand. So those are all great things to hear. That's exactly what I want to hear from her going into this. And, they've already said she's been working basically hand in hand with Martha for years already. So I think this is going to be a smooth transition, and it seems like she wants to win even more than Martha. And I think that there's an urgency to win, and I think the entire family wants to win very soon because of Martha's age. Even though they said that she's completely healthy and that's not why she's stepping down. Obviously, once you get that, she still seems like she's very young for her age, but once you get up there, you get what I'm saying. There's an urgency to win, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You know what though? So because they're the only guys on the radio, shout out to Luke. 97 won the ticket. They were talking about that interview a little bit, and they were playing back some of the questions. And I also watched the interview on YouTube, and I personally don't like how she's responding to the questions. They don't seem like they were thought out. They don't seem like they were planned well. It seemed kind of like right now, if I was asking you just random questions and you just gave me your first, reaction, that's what it was seeming like. I don't feel like she came into it prepared. And for me, this is your first unveiling to the Detroit Lions community, and you go ahead and you just don't seem prepared. Like, for me, that kind of pisses me off. If I was interviewing someone and I'm asking them all these interview questions and for a job, and they're giving me these simple standard responses, I'm not going to be happy with this candidate, so I'm listening to what she's saying, and I was like, man, I don't like how she's responding to things.
Well, you know what? She's not interviewing for the job, bro. Like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. Like,
Look,
she's not interviewing for no job. This is her company. She owns it.
I get
So
that.
she doesn't have to be. Listen. She doesn't have to be a spokesperson, like some kind of Jerry Jones figure or something like that, to where they could, puff out their chest and be some, publicity person for the audience. No, that's not what she's about. Listen, if she's passionate about the game, passionate about the Lions winning and succeeding, that's what I want to hear. I don't care at all that
So let me ask
she
you.
can't speak during an interview or speak professionally. I don't know, whatever you're trying to say.
Right. Let me ask you this though. When you're listening to her talking that, does she seem passionate? Does she seem fired up? Because to me, it seemed very
Bro, she seemed nervous. She seemed nervous.
Exactly. She didn't seem like she is prepared to be the owner.
I mean, how many times have people been interviewing Sheila? This is the first time I've even heard her name, and I'm a diehard Lions fan. You know what I mean? Like,
bro, you've been living under a rock? She literally looks just like her mom, too. That's what I think is funny. She looks like a mini Martha, little Eminem, mini Martha.
Oh my God.
All right, so hold on. So I want to get into this because clearly we have differing opinions. I loved what Martha did. She came in and was like, I don't care what my husband did. I want to be successful. I'm not going to tolerate incompetence. I'm not going to tolerate a losing record. I'm not going to tolerate mediocrity in the playoffs. We went 11-5. We went 7-9, 97-97, and J-Mo, you better stop, son.
Debate.
Right, debate. So she wanted something better. She demanded better. Did it turn out as we wanted in terms of Patricia and what he's done since we got him? No, but she demanded more and she made the moves. I am afraid that Sheila. Yes, Sheila is not going to go in and make those power moves. She seems like she's just going to be a yes man, a yes person. Oh, Matt Patricia, you want this? Yes. Oh, Bob Quinn, you want this? Yes. And I don't want to get into the same freaking whirlpool of, well, he just needs this and then he'll be successful, or this and that, and he'll be fine. I don't want to have the same regime for years on end if they are not cutting it. So I want her to be cutthroat, and she doesn't necessarily seem like she's cutthroat. She seems like she is a little bit more tolerant than Martha is.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what comes out of it for sure. We don't know, but they asked her about that. They asked her, whose decision, or were you involved in the decision to keep Patricia this season? And she said it was a whole family, like they were in sync with each other. So like apparently they talked about it together and they made the decision together. So it just and like this goes in line with what people have been saying of her being involved for years. Like I really feel like this is just gonna be a seamless transition, and like it's really all behind the scenes stuff. We're not gonna really see any big changes in my opinion, and that's fine because I feel like Martha did what I wanted an owner to do. So I just hope that Sheila continues that. And I see, like, yeah, you're right. Maybe she's not gonna be that cutthroat in the beginning because she's nervous or something, but I don't know. We'll see. Like there's no way to know right now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's just an interview, and for me, it's just I'm very much like I want to see professionalism, I want to see preparedness, I want to see that you can answer intelligently, and just some of the things she was saying, I was like, what are you saying? So that's kind of why I'm a little off put. So I do want to touch bases on the whole. We as a group decide to keep Patricia and Bakum. Now that she is the owner, like she's running things, I don't want we as a group decide this. We as a group decide that. You need to say the final words. Whatever you want needs to happen. You are the owner. I want to see you involved. Someone in the interview process was like, well, are you going to be more available to the public? Because like your parents weren't really available for like interviews and stuff like that. And she's like, well, like I'll be available, but I'm not trying to be a sports broadcaster, or something like that. And I was like, dude, if people want to ask you questions, I feel like as the owner, you should be available most of the time. As a fan, I want to see that the owner is saying, yeah, we got freaking robbed against the Packers with those hands to face call. I want to see our ownership.
That's a fact.
I want to see our ownership be passionate. So the fact that she's like, I am passionate about this. I've wanted to be a part of the NFL since I was a kid and this and that. Dude, unless you legit show me that you are a fucking die-hard Lions fan, I don't want to hear the standard scripted speech. And that's why I'm mad, because why has the Lions ownership never come out and be like, why do we keep getting shit on every single year against these teams and the refs screwing us and this and that? I want ownership to, if they have to get fined, so be it, dude. If the owners of the Lions literally were like, that is complete BS against the Packers, that is complete BS against, Atlanta on the goal line, whatever it is, I want to see that, because as a fan, I'm going to respect them so much more, and it's going to make me want to be more involved, with the Lions. Just support them more. When you have ownership that's just like they don't care, they don't say anything, they're not involved, they're not, responding to the people who are interviewing them, all that. Like, to me, it shows that you don't really care. They don't really care that much or enough to support the fans. We are diehard Lions fans, literally like diehard Lions fans. And all I'm asking for is for you to show me something. Show me that you actually care. Show me that you want to see improvement, that you are actually passionate, because sometimes, like you just listen to what they say or nothing ever changes. And you're just like, man, like when you look at problems, it always starts from the top. If ownership is not being, a good leader and choosing their president, choosing their GM, their head coach, whatever, it just trickles down. It literally just trickles down. That's why we had such a problem when William Clay Ford was at the helm of things. We had Mayhew forever. We had all these guys that just sucked. I want to see the passion. I don't want excuses. I don't want, well, I'm competitive. Well, I played tennis. Well, this. Show me. That's literally what she's saying. She's like, I can play.
What do you want her to do?
I want her to show it, bro. She's like,
she wanted to take out a racket, serve the ball. Like, what do you want her to do?
See her.
No. We'll see in the results. We'll see what she does in the results. What the hell do you want her to do in this interview, man? Like,
bro, I just want to see something. You know what I'm saying? And like,
what? Literally, tell me what you want.
Right.
What did you want her
more
to
passion,
say
more
see?
Passion. Literally, bro. Like, you're just like, yeah, I'm competitive. Yeah, I would sign this player. Yeah, we were a part of a group decision to keep Patricia and Bob Quinn. Like, what? Bro, what? Please show me some passion right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody wants to listen to someone who's monotone, first of all. I just want the energy. Like Ryan just said, I want the energy, bro. Like, you feed off stuff like that, Like, it just bugs me. And
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
and some of the things she said, like one of the things she's like, I would support the decision to sign Colin Kaepernick. I have no problem in terms of the sense of giving anyone a shot. But when you look at our team, that was a stupid response. That was such a dumb response to have.
Dude,
because
okay.
hold on, no.
That no.
I'm
gonna mute you, bro. I swear.
No, it was stupid.
All right, you're back. All right, go ahead, bro.
Look, it was stupid in the sense that you just signed Chase Daniels. Why would you go ahead and sign Colin Kaepernick?
That's not what she was saying. That's not what she was saying.
No. But that's part of it. If you are willing to accept him and have him on part of your team, financially, that was a dumb move. Why did you sign Chase Daniels? Why didn't you go get Colin Kaepernick and work him out? Whatever. We already worked him out. We literally already worked him out this past season. What changed? Now that all the stuff came out, you can't just feed into the social media, the mainstream media. You need to have your own freaking opinion. And so just to say those such obvious responses to support,
dude, but that's out of context. You're not
dumb.
Yeah, she's
go
not
ahead, say what you want.
Dude, she's not saying, oh yeah, I think it'd be a good idea to sign Colin Kaepernick. She said she would be willing to sign Colin Kaepernick if that's what the coaches and GM thought was the best. So what's the problem?
All right, hold up. If they think that's the best, then why the hell did they go sign Chase Daniel?
No.
Pay this man.
That doesn't matter. What she's saying is she has no problem with the fact that he protests. Okay, that if he was the answer, she'd be okay signing him. Like that wouldn't be a problem for her. She's not saying, yeah, he'd be a good decision, like he'd be a good financial decision or a good backup or whatever. That's not what she's saying at all. She's saying that's not even her job to decide that. It's the GM's job.
Bro,
I don't want. Yeah, I don't.
Why would you? You're telling me the owners gonna be like, I don't support that decision. You're a part of the reason they're there. Like, if you don't support the decision,
obviously
you need to find someone new.
Obviously somewhere, dude. That's not the point though. I don't want an owner to get in their feelings and not want a player to be signed if they're the right player and have the right talent. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think all owners pretty much have that same mindset. Like, yeah, I would sign Colin Kaepernick if that's what my GM and coach thought would be the best for the team. Yeah, why not? Or they should. I don't understand why they wouldn't, But I don't make a big deal about that. That's not a big deal.
I guess, but like when you just listen to her responses, like I said, no passion. Her responses are not thought, like they're not thought through. And it bugs me because I want just more. As a fan, I expect and deserve more from the ownership. They've had the freaking Lions since, they became a team. Please show me something more. And this is the time to show it. And she comes out and has a press conference like this. That's just what bugs me. Do I think she has the potential to do great things? Yes, because if she took over after her mama, she definitely has the potential because Martha, like I said, did really good things after taking over. But it's the fact that I don't see the passion. She's just not showing it early on. Like, obviously she could have been nervous, this, that, but it just bugs me. It just bugs me.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I know. I get what you're saying, man, but I think you're just a little bit overblowing it because we haven't seen what she's going to do.
You and Luke are definitely on the same page here.
Yeah, for real. Andrew, have you been drinking some whiskey, taking some whiskey shots?
I should have because I need it. Dude, look, if she's been involved for the past, what'd you say, however many years, you should not come and have a press conference like that. You've been involved for that many years. You've been on the board. Why are you talking like this? Why are you having a press conference like this? It bugs me. It bugs me because it doesn't look like you're prepared. How did you have all these years of molding and grooming, and that's how you freaking talk to the media?
She's not molded and groomed to talk to the media.
Bro, what?
She's molded, and when has she talked to the media ever? This is literally her first time.
You think
she's
that if
molded
you're
and groomed
the next owner that they're not going to talk about that?
What?
If you're handing off your position to someone, you're telling me you're not going to be like, this is how you address the media.
That's not the point, though. If she's been for years behind the scenes, working with the board, working with decisions, okay? When Martha made decisions, she was there. That's where she was, behind the scenes. She never had media interviews and pressers and whatever. So how was she groomed to do that? Like, it's just, I don't know, man. I don't care about that. I really don't. Like, I do want to see passion. When we do get screwed, I better see her, do something about it because it is ridiculous. But like, I want her to do what Martha was doing, and that's it, man. Like she doesn't have to be some like media person or something, man.
I mean, hey, honestly, when all said is done, I really, really do hope that she is successful and that she is more aggressive in terms of 9-7 isn't cutting it. I just want to see more, man. Just like I said, as a Lions fan, I'm so sick of the hate that we get from other fan bases or even our own fan base. So many people are negative, and the way to change that is from the top down, and that's just how I look at it.
Yeah, no, I mean well, we'll see. I mean, I don't know. I don't think that. See, that's why it's the same argument when people say like, "Oh, we need new ownership, we need somebody to buy them." I don't agree with that at all. I don't think that. I think that when you have a new regime, new GM, new coach, new everything. I see. Like I understand that the franchise has a history of failure, but how does that translate to the Millen era or something like that? It just doesn't to me. Like you can't say that this is the same team, same franchise as the 0-16 team. It is just because the name in the city, but everything from the top down is different. The owner is not there day to day actually forcing them to change things and do different things. They're there
But
to support them financially, do the things that behind the scenes with Rod Wood and the sponsors and whatever the hell they got to do behind the scenes and, try to win and do it, put the people in place to win with the GM and all that. But like, besides that, I don't want them in with like the day-to-day operations and stuff. That's Jerry Jones level and it gets toxic and it gets bad. You know what I mean? Like that's not at all what we want.
see, I feel you, but it's also been very successful because Jerry Jones was making a lot of moves back in the 90s.
Okay, what
when
about
they were winning
Dolan? What
championships.
about Dolan for the New York Giants? It doesn't usually work. Like that's not what they're a professional at. You know what I mean? But I mean, I want somebody involved. It's not like I don't want them involved, but I want them to make, I want them to make decisions to put people in place to make the right decisions to succeed. Like Martha did with Bob Quinn, in my opinion. Even if it hasn't worked out to what we wanted to so far.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, is there anything you want to add to this before we close out, man?
I I hope Sheila is better than her parents. Yeah, I really do. I just want to see more passion. I saw that Ryan was like, what if she had the energy with the media, but she sucks as an owner? I want everything. I want the whole kit and caboodle, man. Like, I just want to
Who
see
would
more.
you want as an owner? Name an owner that you'd want from all the
Dude.
owners.
Robert Kraft. Boom.
Shut the fuck.
I mean,
All right.
if we're really talking about it, no, I mean, dude, it's not even necessarily that. I just need to see more. I literally just need to see more. I know Luke went on a rant. He's like, "Oh my God, we're gonna win the Super Bowl. We're gonna win the Super Bowl in a couple of years. Oh my God, Sheila, there ain't no Sheilas around." He's like, "Ain't nobody called Sheila." So I got caught up by Luke a little bit, but like, yo, you're predicting a Super Bowl in a couple of years, like. My girl can't even get through a press conference yet.
Oh my God.
So I just, like I said, man, I need to see more. I really hope that she does well. And I hope she takes in her mother's footsteps in the fact that she will not settle for mediocrity. And if push comes to shove, she's going to make changes. And she's going to make changes quick enough to where we're not sitting on GMs and stuff for like 10, 15 freaking years. And I don't know, man.
Yeah, no, I think that she will. If she really is a fan like she claims, then she'll understand that. She's not just gonna sit on her hands and let the team run wild for 10, 20 years, man. No. And if she does, then we'll call it out. You know what I mean? Like then we could call it out. But after one interview, you can't just be like, "Oh, that's Millen era all over again." SOL, no, that's not who we are, man.
Hey, I mean, if it works out, I'll be like, yo, she learned after that interview. She watched this video because I was pretty mean. I mean, I'm just playing. I mean, obviously, like I'm very hopeful for the season, and I think that we are on the right track compared to decades, prior, and just the shit show we've had. But I just, as an owner, I just expect more in terms of interacting with people and answering questions. I mean, it just didn't seem that well.
Right. Well, okay. I mean, that's all we got for you guys today, man. Again, thank you, Martha Ford, for everything that you've done. Because I really liked your time as the owner. And we all hope that Sheila can be one of the best owners ever. So let's see it. Let's see if Luke's right. Let's see if we win the Super Bowl soon. And will that be Martha's influence, or would that be Sheila? Who we'll never know. But hey, if you're a real Detroit Lions fan, make sure you subscribe to our channel. We have a community of amazing, diehard Detroit Lions fans, no SOL fans. So hey, subscribe to our channel. Also hit up all the DSA members. They're in the channels tab of the profile. So all right, peace out, guys.
Peace.
Good time.